Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh no! Here we go! Yep, this is going to be a super typhoon.
Serious? Oh no!
Oh no! Typhoon Hinnamnor, headed for Okinawa, Japan. Headed right for my kids in Japan. Matter of fact, our son contacted us and said, we've been here. They've been living in Japan for 3 years. They're about ready to leave. They're actually going to be leaving Japan, I think, in 2 weeks. This is the final stretch. They're leaving after 3 years. And he said, Dad, we have dodged typhoons. We have dodged volcanoes, and we have dodged earthquakes. We have made it through them. But he said, we may not dodge this one. Apparently, this super hyper typhoon is headed right for the island of Okinawa in Japan. The Navy has already told their sailors to start to go to their homes, or not to stay there, but to go there and make sure they start battening down the hatch as they prepare for this storm. Now, maybe the storm will change direction. It was headed there, then it changed away, and now it's shooting back. What does this all mean? We're going to take a close look at it. I've got a full report right now. But first, let's put a shout out right now for www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. You see, central banks are increasing their gold reserves due to the increasing global financial crisis concerns. Billionaires like Ray Dalio to giant fund management companies like Goldman Sachs are turning to physical assets like gold. And that's not surprising. Historically, gold's biggest rally happened after the biggest recessions in history. Matter of fact, in 2007 through 2009 recession, gold prices jumped 50.6%. Think about that. What does that mean? Wealth of an entire countries are being protected by gold. And wealth of billionaires are being protected by gold. Everyone who knows money is using to gold to keep their money safe, the value of it. So Noble Gold Investment can help you protect your own wealth by getting gold. It will take you no more than 5 minutes to set up an account. Noble Gold specializes in storing the value of your wealth through gold IRAs. So they're the natural choice. And they're giving away a beautiful 1/10 of an ounce of pure gold American Eagle coin with every qualifying IRA this month. Maybe you should roll over that 401k or at least diversify with noblegoldinvestments.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestments.com. Or pick up the phone and call Colin Plume or one of his associates at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And tell them Pastor Paul Begley sent you at noblegoldinvestments.com. All right, so here's what's going on, because Okinawa is now in the crosshairs, and a bunch of small islands off the southern coast of Japan's mainland. But Okinawa is in the target range now. This fierce tropical cyclone, known as a Pacific Super Typhoon Hinnamnor, is the strongest storm of this year, 2022, of any time. And it is threatening Japan and even affects the weather in North America. The Atlantic may be wrapping up its quietest August in 25 years, but the strongest tropical system of the 2022 year is raging in the Northwest Pacific. Super Typhoon Hinnamnor, the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane plus, is on course to strike one or more of the islands of Japan. The storm's maximum sustained winds as of Tuesday had already risen to 160 miles an hour. And by yesterday, the U.S. Joint Typhoon Warning Center said that there was gusts of winds of 190 miles an hour and expected to get even higher as the eye wall, the ring of the destructive winds around the calm storm center. The powerhouse storm is located 400 miles southeast of Japan's southern islands and was churning west at 19 miles an hour. Typhoon is the Northwest Pacific, are no different from the hurricanes in the Atlantic. They are just called different names. To become a super typhoon, storm has to have at least winds of 150 miles an hour. This one is packing winds of 190. As Hinnamnor barrels westward, the main body of Japan isn't under any watches or warnings yet, but storm and high wave warnings have been hosted for the Didio Islands southeast of Okinawa, which are home to about 2,100 residents. These two small populated islands are in the direct path, and they sit about 200 feet above sea level. They will get wiped out if this is a direct hit. They're made of limestone, and the houses are built on top of ancient coral reefs. The storm center then is protected to pass 93 miles just south of Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa. That was as of 7 p.m. Wednesday, yesterday, and which it will still produce 5 to 6 inches of rain. But as of this morning, it has turned and headed toward Okinawa. Where will it wind up? We don't know. But it is a monster. It's a monster. It's a super duper typhoon. Hinnamnor headed for Okinawa. So I really would like to get my kids out of Japan before this thing gets there. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to have to ride out the storm. Riders in the storm. Riders in the storm. It isn't very long till you'll see it all. We're riders in the storm. Yeah, this storm is headed right for them. So pray for my son, his wife, and my 2 granddaughters that this storm will pass. Pray, all my prayer warriors, I'd like for you to really pray that the Lord would move this storm and send it away from the mainland Okinawa. I'm praying it doesn't hit those little islands either. But I really would like for you to pray that God would move the storm. Is it possible? Absolutely. And does God answer prayer? Yes, he does. But he also, we know the Bible does tell us it rains on the just and unjust, and I'm understanding that. But I'm asking for you to pray and join with me in prayer, because we do not want them to have to ride out a super hurricane, a super typhoon. Hinnamnor is headed in that direction. Lot going on. There's also major hurricanes just south of Jamaica. There's 4 different storms that are right now caught in the Atlantic Ocean area. As we talked to BP Earthwatch about that on Sunday night, he told us then, look out, because storms in the Atlantic were brewing. And so we got to watch out. So we got this typhoon, the biggest storm of the year 2022, headed for Okinawa, Japan. But we got 4 different storms that are in the Atlantic Ocean area and are headed toward the United States. Now, some may veer off, some may head south of the U.S. mainland, some may go shooting off to the east. But one looks like it could actually get into the Gulf of Mexico. Another one could hit the East Coast, but it's still early. It's still a lot of time. But I want to get people prepared for such a time as this. We are living in these last days. Now, tonight, don't forget, Mike from around the world. We'll have a complete update with charts and graphs. Brock Begley will be producing the broadcast for us tonight. I'll be in the Salvation Station studios here in West Lafayette, Indiana. And we will give you a full rundown on all the storms. The typhoon headed to Japan, plus the 4 storms in the Atlantic. What does it all mean? And how is these storm bombs, these rain bombs, this flash flooding, and now here they come. We got through the month of August without getting hit with a hurricane. But are we going to get through the month of September in America unscathed from a hurricane? I hope so, but I don't think so. It's getting ugly. And remember what Mike Around the World said. This is a situation where the waters have never been this warm. So if the right conditions hit for a storm to form, it could be something of biblical proportion. And that's what's, it seems is starting to gear up out there in Super Typhoon Hinnamnor, headed toward Okinawa, Japan. We're praying that that God will move the storm. Can God do this? Absolutely. Tonight, we'll be starting live at approximately 9 p.m. Eastern with Mike from around the world. We need the Lord to shelter me, Lord. Shelter me. Shelter all of us. Here we go. Are you serious?
The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round, and all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour.
Are you serious?
The deluge break, the tempest roars. But in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings.
That's right. Even the wind and the sea obeys him. That's why I'm asking you to pray. Yes, pray for Jackson, Mississippi. It's bad. Nope, not this weekend, James. Not this week. I'm preaching in Indiana this weekend. But the following weekend, I'll be preaching in Florida.
Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be. And I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings.
Nine o'clock tonight. Mike from around the world.
Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making
91. Are you serious? That's right. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Psalms 91. We are protected by the promises of the Word of God. Guys, don't forget, we're only 11 days away from the start of the first semester of this year at Paul Begley School of Prophecy. I really would like for you to take my class on Demonology 2. It is going to be a powerful class. But if not mine, hey, take one of the others or two of the other classes. Take a couple classes. Go to the website and pick the ones you want and place your orders for those classes. We got to start shipping your books and CDs, DVDs to you, whatever each class requires. We send it to you. It's all included in your price. So you need to find out what class you're taking and get it done, okay? Take the prophecy class with Jerry Ewald. Take Kingdom Men Rising with Ryan Trogler. Take Thoroughly Furnished with Shelley Wheeling. Take New Testament studies with Roy Rosser. Take Old Testament studies with Heidi Begley. Take Hebrew with Heidi Begley, and a whole lot more. There's more out there. Find out, guys. Go to my website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. That's paulbegleyprophecy.com, and get on board today. Tonight I will be live, Lord willing, approximately 9 p.m. Eastern. Our guest, Mike from around the world, a full update on these storms that are all over now. And is it because of other reasoning with Planet X, the effects of Planet X? We're going to talk about all that tonight. Give your life to Jesus Christ. It is, and we are, running out of time. This is the Salvation Station, and Jesus Christ is the Savior of the world. I'll be back a little bit with more right here on this YouTube channel. Are you serious? Oh, yeah, don't forget about going to Israel. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, beautiful story. Definitely. If you want to go to Israel, guys, I'm serious. This trip is a trip of a lifetime. Go with Sister Heidi and I to Israel and experience a trip of a lifetime. You can, if you want to know more about it, why don't you send an email to taratrogler@gmail.com. That's taratrogler@gmail.com. We're going February 7th through the 17th to the Holy Land in 2023, but you got to get signed up now. There's something crazy going on right now. This just came in from Israel Hall. Okay, just 1 second. Just came in from Israel Hall. Temperatures locked temporarily during energy emergency due to a rare energy emergency that may affect the local energy grid. Your temperature slider has been changed from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. because you enrolled in a community energy savings program. If you want to opt out of it, it gives you an email. This is for Colorado. 22,000 homes will lose control of their thermostats through the night from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. each day. It will be controlled by the government. If you don't want to be a part of that, you better let them know. Okay, that's just come across. Thank you. Again, why are we having an energy problem? We were in energy independent. Energy independent as of 2019. We needed nobody. Matter of fact, we had so much oil flowing here that we were selling it to everyone. And our price of gas was almost $2 a gallon. There was no, and natural gas was way low. How did you go from that to this, to where they're monitoring your thermostats, and that will get worse? How did we get there? That's a manufactured famine and crisis. But remember, they never let a good crisis go to waste.